Today's lunch is some pork loin, along with some quinoa and some black beans and a spicy cheese sauce concoction from the other night. I'm going to go ahead and eat it up, and then we'll talk afterwards. So that was delicious, and I thank Lindsay for providing such an excellent lunch for me, as always. So, what am I doing here? Well, as you can kind of tell, I'm in my car, and obviously we're talking in the time of COVID-19 right now. And I've made the choice as an essential worker to go ahead and eat my lunches out in my car. I'm not saying that the lunchroom is dangerous, but I don't want to risk it. So I thought, if I'm going to be sitting here socially isolated during my lunch, I could take a few minutes, kind of riff on a different topic, and put it on out there, and we'll see how people react to it. But yeah, it's a fascinating time to be alive, isn't it? So from the situation we're in comes this invention of mine, the Lunchcast, I'm going to call it, the social isolation Lunchcast. So I'm going to keep this one kind of brief, first one out, and I just testing the waters, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. So the thing I wanted to talk about right quick was this idea that people keep floating around, that this is the new norm. I've heard people say, well, the new norm that we live in, or, just referring to these times as the new norm. And I kind of don't like that idea, calling it that. I like to say it's the current norm, because this isn't going to stay. What we're doing right now is not going to be the norm going forward. This is a crisis. This is an emergency situation, certainly unique, once in a lifetime and a half, if you're saying this happens every 100 years or so. So this is not the new norm by any stretch. This is the current norm, and the new norm is going to be what we do after this, what we learn from this situation, how we react, how we proceed going forward when things get back to some semblance of normalcy, when we're all just out there doing our thing again. That's what the new norm is going to be. We got a lot of talk nowadays, social media and elsewhere. Hooray for all the essential workers. Hooray for all those people out there that are keeping the country going. Truck drivers, grocery store, nurses, doctors, anybody who's in the supply chain for keeping things going. Hooray for them. And hopefully the current situation we're in will become a new norm where workers are appreciated for that kind of thing. I'm not saying that on any 100% sure level that they weren't appreciated before, but certainly We're learning a lot about who's really keeping things going here. We're hearing a lot about these workers making more money. We're hearing a lot about their safety and their health. We're hearing a lot about respect on the job, respect of the job. Let's hope that becomes the new norm going forward. We're hearing a lot about the healthcare system. We're hearing a lot about, how there's people out there with no insurance, how there's people out there making decisions based on a lack of insurance or underinsured. We're hearing a lot about that kind of thing nowadays, and hopefully the new norm will be something along the lines of taking care of that. Making sure that everyone's insured, making sure that they have access to their health care, making sure they have access to enough health care, that it doesn't make them bankrupt on down the line when they do seek out health care. So let's hope that becomes the new norm. There's a whole lot of things societal that we can look forward to as new norms, hopefully, crossing our fingers, become new norms. There's a lot of personal things too. A lot of talk prior to all this was how isolated people are, how people don't communicate with each other anymore, don't reach out to people anymore, don't go and do things together. Everyone stays at home, sits and stares at screens. And now we're kind of stuck with that. And so hopefully the new norm down the line is that we get a better appreciation of being in touch with everybody, being in contact with parents and grandparents, friends that you haven't talked to in a while. I'm as guilty as anybody of not being in touch. And I got my mother, 75 years old, and I was not in touch with her enough. And she's going to make it through this. She's a smart person. She's staying at home doing her thing. We're taking care of her. We're checking in on her. And I'm pretty sure going forward that that's going to be a big change to keep up with those people. There's a whole lot of things that are going to be going on. You're going to find people that are in this current time becoming leaders that they might not have been before. That'll be a new norm. There'll be people who, through the power of technology that we have now, are going to get better access to things like their education, jobs, anything, access for people that have disabilities, issues, mental health issues, anxiety issues. These are going to be new norms, hopefully, when this is over. So that's the new norm. We're living in the current norm. Current norm sucks, but we're going to get through it. Everybody be safe. I'm cutting it here. I will do another one of these semi-regularly, a couple times a week probably. We'll see. And hopefully y'all tune in, share it, like it, do whatever you got to do. And I'll catch you later.